Hello everyone, welcome back to English for You.
Welcome back. This is Elsie and you are...
Angeline.
Okay,
so yesterday we learned about the Jingmei Human Rights Memorial and Cultural Park in Xingdian,
my hometown.
Elsie's hometown.
Woohoo.
So it was once a military school. Then it turned into a military court and prison, and then finally a memorial park.
Yes, in 2007, the vice president, Lu Shoulian, suggested that Jingmei change with the time. So the prison became a memorial park. We also talked about the White Terror era, in which prisoners were sent there before it was turned into a park. They were sent there because they challenged the government at the time. Do you still remember the names of the three people?
Oh, Elsie, you really like to test my history.
Don't try to look for the notes.
I don't know who they are. Who are they? You tell me.
I think the three people were the vice president at the time, Lu Shoulian.
Okay.
And another one is Shi Mingde. And the other is... that's really hard.
Chen Ju.
The mayor of Kaohsiung.
Oh, wow. You are really good at remembering all these facts. Okay.
Because these three people are really famous, actually.
Are they really? Oh my gosh, I need to brush up on my Taiwan history.
Right. We should go to the museum for that.
Yeah, we should. Okay, so today we're going to talk more about what you can see at Jingmei Park when you go there. Do you think we'll see those three people?
Maybe.
Reading.
Jingmei Park, a reminder of Taiwan's fight for freedom. Inside the Jingmei Park is a large fountain with the Chinese 血字 monster. The 血字 is a symbol of law and justice. This is what many of the people locked in the prison hoped for, but didn't receive. Inside, visitors can see where prisoners were kept, why, and even where death sentences were carried out. Many prisoners were put behind bars for made-up reasons. What's worse, families often didn't know their relative was in prison. As far as families knew, they were simply gone. Since many of the prisoners were well-educated, they knew how to seek help. They hid messages inside their laundry about the prison's human rights violations. When the laundry went out, so did their messages. Soon, Amnesty International learned of the situation and put pressure on the KMT government to close the prison. The prisoner stories are kept alive in Jingmei Park to show how the people of Taiwan fought for freedom.
Okay, so our article tells us that inside the Jingmei Park is a large fountain with the Chinese 血字 monster?
You've got it.
Okay, so our first vocabulary word, fountain. Fountain, fountain. It's a structure in which water is pushed up into the air using a pump. It's generally used as a decoration in a garden or a park. You know where you can actually see a really nice fountain? In Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
And here's our example sentence for the word fountain. There is a large water fountain in front of the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas.
Today, the article takes us to visit the park. There is a large fountain in the park. Fountain 就是喷水池. Right next to the fountain is 血字.
Okay, so I have to admit I didn't know what a 血字 looked like.
I didn't know either.
It kind of looks like a dragon and a lion mixed together. It's like if a dragon and a lion had a baby.
Yes,
That's what it looks like.
就像是龙跟狮子合体出来的东西.
Okay, so going back to our article, it says, the 血字 is a symbol of law and justice. So our second vocabulary word, symbol, S-Y-M-B-O-L, symbol, can be a person, an object, or event that has a particular meaning or represents an organization or an idea. For example, the dove is often used as a symbol of peace.
放谢字在那里的原因是呢，它是 a symbol of law and justice， 也就是法律和正义的象征，刚好与设立公园的理念是相同的。symbol 象征标志，某事物的象征，也就是 a symbol of something. We can also say a shape of heart is a symbol of love. 心形呢是爱情的象征。
We also see another vocabulary word in this sentence, justice. J-U-S-T-I-C-E, justice. So the word justice comes from just, which means to be fair. Justice refers to the legal system used to punish people who have committed crimes. For example, the police said they will find the murderers and bring them to justice.Justice
是名词，除了呢是公平正义之外，也是法律制度的意思。例句中呢 to bring the murderers to justice 这里指的就是法律制度。另外呢 to do justice to somebody or something 对某人事物是公平公正的。这个句型我们也很常看到。For example, the scores on the tests didn't really do justice to our effort. 代表的就是呢，考试上的分数对我们的努力是不公平的，也就是他们觉得分数应该要更高才是。那 justice 的相反字就是 injustice， 字首加上 in 就可以了。
Okay, and then our article says, this is what many of the people locked in the prison hoped for but didn't receive. So many people were hoping the criminal justice system would treat them fairly, but that wasn't the case.
当时被关到监狱里面的人呢，想要得到的就是 justice， 公平公正。但是呢，这却不如他们所愿。本句当中啊 people 这个字的后面其实接了一个形容词子句哦，它是 who were locked in the prison， 也就是指当时被关到监狱里面的人。不过呢，同学们记得吗？关系代名词碰到 be 动词的时候是可以一起省略的，所以同学们在本句当中没有看到 who were 这两个字。Alright, except for the fountain and the Chinese monster 谢志 what else can we see in the park?Inside, visitors can see where prisoners were kept, why, and even where death sentences were carried out. So if a person is given a death sentence, that person will die as a form of punishment. You can also say death penalty, P-E-N-A-L-T-Y, penalty. Penalty 就是刑罚的意思。那 sentence 呢，在文章中指的不是句子哦，它用的呢的意思是刑罚。A death sentence 它就是死刑。那 sentence 本身还可以当动词来用，是判刑的意思。比如说你可能会听到人家讲 He was sentenced to life imprisonment， 这什么意思呢？代表他被判了无期徒刑。那在公园里面，游客还可以看见 where prisoners were kept， 囚犯当时被关的地方 and why they were kept， 我们也可以知道他们被关的原因 and where death sentences were carried out， 死刑被执行的地方。
So the phrase carried out means to do something. And this means at Jingmei, you will see the exact location where people were executed or killed. That sounds really scary.
Yes. To carry out something or to carry something out 就是执行某事。文章中呢是被动的用法 to be carried out.
Going back to our article, it gives us an example of the justice prisoners did not receive. It says, many prisoners were put behind bars for made-up reasons. Okay, so we have our shortcut for you, behind bars, which means if you say someone is behind bars, you're saying they are in jail. Let's take a quick break to listen to our shortcut for you.
Shortcut for you.
Where is that thief?
Haha, I finally got away from the police. Now I'll be rich.
Oh, there you are.
Wait, no, it wasn't me. It was my friend. I'm innocent.
Too bad. I'm going to make sure you're put behind bars.
Behind bars? There's no bar around here.
To be behind bars means to be in jail or prison.
Got it. Behind bars is 在监狱里。
Bingo. You'll be behind bars for robbing that bank in no time.
Don't put me behind bars. I'm too young and innocent for that.
Oh, yeah? Tell that to all the other thieves behind bars.
No!
To be put behind bars, 被关到监狱里。当时他们被关的理由是什么呢？原来是 made up reasons, 被捏造出来的理由。made up 形容词，捏造出来的。除了 made up reasons, 最常看到听到的是 made up stories, 捏造出来的故事。
Do you make up stories?
Sometimes.
Okay, so our article says, what's worse, families often didn't know their relative was in prison. Okay, so we use what's worse to introduce something that is more negative or worse than what we just said.
What's worse?更糟的是，通常呢，它会放在句首，逗点之后带出一个更糟的事情。What does relative mean, Angeline?
Okay, so the word relative is just another word for a family member. For example, most of my relatives live in Singapore, which means most of my family members live in Singapore.
Relative 就是亲戚的意思。So families didn't know that their relative was in prison. Where did they think they would be?Well,
our article says, as far as families knew, they were simply gone. It's like they woke up one day and they're not there anymore.
They disappeared.
Yeah. The phrase as or so far as somebody knows is used for saying what you think is true when you think there may be facts that you do not know or you do not remember. For example, if it's Monday and your mom calls you at maybe 1 p.m. and asks you where your brother is, well, given the time,since it's 1, you would probably say, as far as I know, he's at school, because that's where he should be, and you can't really think of anywhere else he could be on a Monday at 1 p.m.
So far as 或者是 as far as somebody know 就是就某人所知的意思。看回文章呢，就这些家庭所知，他们呢就只是以为亲戚不见了。那除了 as far as somebody know 之外， as far as somebody or something is concerned, 就某人或某事而言也是很常见的句型哦。As far as I'm concerned, he didn't really go to school today. 就我而言，在我看来，他今天没有去学校。Or as far as the problem is concerned, we need to ask for some experts' help. 就这个问题而言，我们需要寻求专家的帮忙。Okay, let's get back to the article. Families didn't know they were in prison, then how could they search for help?
Well, our article says since many of the prisoners were well educated, which means that they had received some education, they were smart, they knew how to seek help, right? Because we're talking about the mayor, the vice president, These people are all well educated.
Yeah, they're smart, and they know what to do to help themselves. 这边的文章呢 since 它是 because 因为的意思，因为他们当中的许多人都是 well educated 受到良好教育的知识分子，他们知道该怎么 seek help 寻求协助。 To seek means to look for 寻求找寻。
Our article gives us an example of how they sought help. So it says they hid messages inside their laundry about the prison's human rights violations. So let's take a look at our fourth vocabulary word, laundry. L-A-U-N-D-R-Y. It's a noun and it refers to the clothes, the bed sheets that need to be washed or have just been washed. For example, I'm running out of clothes to wear because I haven't done the laundry in 2 weeks.
That happens to me a lot. Laundry 是名词，代表的是呢待洗或刚洗完或正在洗的衣物。To do the laundry 也就是洗衣服。To fold the laundry就是要折刚刚洗好的衣服。文章中提到呢，这些囚犯把讯息藏在待洗的衣物里，讯息是关于 human rights violations。
Elsie, can you help me explain what human rights is?
Human rights 简单来说就是人权。那 without human rights, we don't have freedom equality, etc. 也就是没有人权的话呢，我们就没有所谓的自由平等。
Okay, and we also saw the word violation. So a violation is an action that breaks a law or an agreement. So putting people in jail for no reason is a major violation of human rights because they don't have freedom, they don't have equality, they're not treated equally.
Violation 它是名词，违反，特别是违反法律、协议、规范等等。文章中的 human rights violations 也就是违反人权。那违反的动词它是 violate, V-I-O-L-A-T-E. Do not violate school rules or you'll be in great trouble. 不要违反校规哦，不然你就会有麻烦。
So why did the prisoners put letters in their laundry? Our article says, when the laundry went out, so did their messages.
That was a really smart way to seek help.
Our article reads, soon, Amnesty International learned of the situation and put pressure on the KMT government to close the prison. So Amnesty International is an organization that fights for human rights and justice.
很快的 Amnesty International 国际特赦组织 learned of 得知了这样的状况。
So the phrase learned of means to find out or discover something. For example, when everyone learned of Valerie's engagement through Facebook, her friends congratulated her.
To learn of or to learn about something 也就是得知某件事的消息。
And we saw our fifth vocabulary word, pressure. P-R-E-S-S-U-R-E, pressure. It's a noun. It is the act of trying to persuade someone by using influence, arguments, or threats. For example, the government has placed pressure on cities to increase recycling.
Pressure 是压力，它是不可数名词哦。To put or place pressure on somebody or something 在某人事物上面施加压力。给同学一个施加压力到人身上的句子吧。Don't put pressure on me. I know I need to study harder. 那么文章中提到呢，这个国际特赦组织在 KMT 国民党上面施加压力，要他们关掉这间监狱。
And then our article says the prisoners' stories are kept alive in Jingmei Park to show how the people of Taiwan fought for freedom. So the word alive, A-L-I-V-E, alive. If something is alive, it continues to exist. For example, some wedding traditions that date back to hundreds of years ago are still being kept alive.
Alive 这个形容词呢是活着的，它比较特别的地方是它只做后位修饰，也就是它不会放到名词的前面。When something is kept alive 代表这件事情还被存留着，没有被遗忘。The stories of how the people of Taiwan fought for freedom are really important. They need to be kept alive.
And that's a good reason for us to go and visit Jingmei, because that's where we're going to learn about how human rights were protected. Right. Okay, so that's all the time we have for our lesson for today, but we still have our For You chat, so don't go anywhere.
For You chat.
Okay, so our For You chat question today is an interesting one. It says, what would you do if you were put in prison? Explain. So I guess the first thing we kind of have to clarify is whether or not you're put in there because you did something wrong or if you didn't do something wrong.
Yeah,
so,
both, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's an interesting question, but it's also a very tough question to answer because who would think of being put in prison?
Yeah.
Right? However, okay, if I really did something bad and were put in prison, I would try my best to reflect on my actions and try to be a new person.
Yeah. That's
Maybe
a good
I'll
answer.
pray all day and hope God would bless me and let me out soon.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but what about for made-up reasons?
For made-up reasons.
What if you were putting prison for made-up reasons? What would you do?
Well, I hope I was very, very rich because I would need to go to the court and appeal, which means I'm going to have to go and fight and say, hey, no, I'm not guilty.
Right, and you need to hire a lawyer, right? A very good lawyer.
You need a lot of money to do that. But if I were poor, then maybe I would just try to dig my way out. There must be a way, right? I've seen people do it. They use a spoon or whatever they have in the prison and they find a way out.
But what if you were one of those fighters for freedom at that time?
Oh, that's a very good question. So I would have to do what they did, which was to write notes and put it in laundry, right? And I guess find other ways.
I guess that was the smartest idea to do, right?
Yeah, because it would suck to be in prison when you're not supposed to be in there, especially if you're fighting for freedom or for your country's freedom.
Yeah.
It would be completely terrible to be in there. Because prison isn't just a place where you don't have freedom. People can bully you and a lot of things can happen.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a place I don't want to go. I don't ever want to have to go there.
So maybe don't even try to stand out in prison. You'll get a lot of attention from other prisoners and you'll be in even bigger trouble, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what would you guys do if you were put in prison? Hopefully you guys never ever go to prison. That would be terrible.
Yeah.
So you should stay in school.
But it's okay to talk about this question with your classmates or your friends or even your parents.
Maybe
they'll get angry at you.
They might wonder why you're asking this question.
Yeah. All right. So for today, I'm Elsie.
And I'm Angeline.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jingmei Park, a reminder of Taiwan's fight for freedom. Inside the Jingmei Park is a large fountain with the Chinese 血字 monster. The 血字 is a symbol of law and justice. This is what many of the people locked in the prison hoped for, but didn't receive. Inside, visitors can see where prisoners were kept, why, and even where death sentences were carried out. Many prisoners were put behind bars for made-up reasons. What's worse, families often didn't know their relative was in prison. As far as families knew, they were simply gone. Since many of the prisoners were well educated, they knew how to seek help. They hid messages inside their laundry about the prison's human rights violations. When the laundry went out, so did their messages. Soon, Amnesty International learned of the situation and put pressure on the KMT government to close the prison. The prisoners' stories are kept alive in Jingmei Park to show how the people of Taiwan fought for freedom.
Vocabulary Review.
Fountain. Many people throw coins into this fountain to wish for good luck. Symbol. The rising sun is a symbol of Japan. For example, it's on the country's flag. Justice. The workers wanted justice after their boss didn't pay them and then closed the company. Laundry. Jane does the laundry every Sunday morning and hangs it outside to dry. Pressure. The US, China, and Japan are putting pressure on North Korea's leader to calm down. Alive. People in this village keep many of their old traditions alive so that everyone can learn about them.